All right, Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba Hashem, Rekah Kodash. I want to give double honor to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and Shalom, a salute to the hopefully elect from the least to the greatest. So I'm just going to be a quick review, a quick commentary on this movie, Gladiator 2, starring Denzel Washington and a couple other actors. Me and the brothers, we had went us at GMS Baltimore. We had went to go see the movie yesterday, and it was a pretty good movie. As far as the graphics. Now for spoiler alert, if don't watch the rest of this video if you wanna if you wanna see it and you don't wanna be spoiled. So that's a disclaimer. But again, if you don't want, because I'm only going to say a couple of clues within the movie. I may have to see it another time to remember all the specific details. But yeah, if you don't want to, spoiler alert, just watch my last video or another video. But anyway, the reason why I'm going into this video is because usually when movies like this, like Gladiator, 300, or even let's go back to the 90s and the 80s, 70s, which I wasn't born in the 70s, but I saw movies from back then. In this society, they never really casted Jake as like a winning role, a starring role. When you think about ancients, that's when you think about movies and historical events. You think the first thing you think about the scripture, Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covereth up the faces of the judges thereof. You see. So, in that being said, let's think about the movie. Anytime they make a movie, these Edomites make a movie, they'll never cast Jake as being what it really is in history. Like what's that movie? The Ten Commandments. All right, they showed all white cast, and back then that had to been that's us Israelites. That was Jake all the way. You wouldn't even had seen a so-called white person in that movie if they wanted to do it according to historical events, historical what's the word I'm looking for? To perfect the movie. All right, but now these modern times, now that we out on the highways and byways, starting with the elders and apostles on down, now that a lot of history is coming out, Esau has no choice but to put it out there, because he's still running his system. He can very well still cast an all Edomite cast. They have done it. They still do it in certain movies, but they know that they'll start getting pushback, and people will start watching these movies. But the reason why this was so intricate is because this movie was during the Dark Ages. This movie, and I know Apostle Tahar, he usually, because this was based off of 200 AD, right? 200 AD, the Gladiator 2. Just to back up what I'm saying. And Jake came into power even before that. That's just off the information, based off of information I got from the elders and apostles. Even before, because we had that 1,000-year reign, and but we start to come in power even around like 170 if I'm not mistaken, 170 AD. So hold on, this is the plot. I want to hold on. Hold on, brothers. Cuz here we go. I want to get the year. Hold on. Yeah, so in the movie it says at the very beginning it say 200 AD. But I looked it up and say 211. All right, so it says in the year 211 AD. So Jake was already in power by then, but you still had Edomites. That's when were being taken down. They know the history. And spoiler alert, me and the brothers, man, that last scene when Denzel was going up against that Edomite, because the other Carasala, when the two brothers, and Salaki, I'm getting the names mixed up, but let me see. Denzel had took out both of the brothers. It was two brothers that was ruling, and just how Jake eased up in the rulership. Jake was Denzel played to Jake. He took out both of them Edomites, and he basically took over the kingdom, took over Rome. But like Esau has to do, he has to be the winner. Which, hey, can you blame him? He has to win at the end, But in reality, it was Jake that won that fight to come up in power and rulership. Hence the reason why we got back in power during those dark ages. But in the movie, they got the Edomite, which represent America winning, beating Denzel, because Denzel eased up in the Roman Empire, took out both of the brothers. Now he had that ruling class mentality, right? So Jake, like, man, I'm taking this bitch over. I got Rome now because I took these Edomites out. So then you had the other Edomite, him right here. He, those two battled, and they made the Edomite the victor, which he played the Gladiator, too, the son. So like if I don't remember their names, but I wanna this the one he had took out. He was in rulership. Looked just like one of those Caesars back then too. So this was based off a true story. Hold on. It says Gladiator 2 is primarily based on the historical period around the year 211 AD, specifically the joint reign of Roman emperors I can't pronounce Caracalla and Geta, who briefly ruled together after their father's death. So those are the two brothers that Denzel killed, right? Spoiler alert. And they got the Gladiator 2, which represent the Edomite. The Gladiator 1, his son, took out Denzel Washington and reclaimed the throne. So as we know, Septimius Severus was a so-called black man. So in reality, those two brothers were supposed to be Jake, but they made him Edomite. So they put the year 211 AD. If they wanted to be a little bit more accurate, they should have pushed it down to probably about 160 AD and based it off of that period. I'm gonna say 150, 140 AD, around that period, because Edom was in rule. You still had those Edomites in rulership during that time, but all the way up to 211 AD, Jake were already in power. I like how they break it down. It said, was Gladiator 2 based on a true story? It says, much like its approach to the Coliseum games, several of the characters involved in Gladiator 2 were based on real people. But what happens to them in the film is fiction. See? So I'm glad they said that, because it was fiction what happened at the end, where they had the Edomite win. They had this guy, which it was a good movie though. See all these guys, Caracalla, Geta, Septimius Avert. They were Jakes. Those were Jakes. Him right here. He represents the son, the Gladiator too. I keep getting tongue twisted. Yeah, him right here. So they had him as the victor, which represent America, which in reality, if they was based off a true story, Denzel would have won that match at the end. But yeah, like I said, it was just a little quick, short spoiler alert. So if you don't want to know the end of the story, I ain't say too much about the end. I just gave you the victor and who won or whatever. But yeah, it's biblical. That's why I wanted. That's why I feel as though it was a nice move, because it goes into the history. You see, and around you got 211 AD, the Dark Ages. Now let me pit. Hold on. See, look at the movies: Troy, Gladiator 1, Gladiator 2, Bravehearts. That's the Dark Ages. That represents the Byzantine Empire. So the Dark Ages. So this is Esau. He pit from 5 to 10 centuries, which that's what 1,000 years. So they got 5 to 15, which that was about around the time. But Jake was already in rulership around it. But it takes time, you see. But Jake was already in rulership by the 6th century. All right. Yeah, around the 1330s. That's when we were falling out of power. Around the 1300s. Oh, let's look up hold on. All right. The Byzantine Empire. I believe that's later on. But there you go. Okay, so they say 5th century AD, which it was before that. They got the Byzantine Empire, 330 to 1453. There you go. But it was even before that. Like the Apostle Charles said, like around 190, maybe 170. That's when Jake started to come in power around that time. But they got to jot it down here, like the 300 AD to 1453. That's about 1,000 years. But it was a little bit before that, but it's about right around that time. See, because you had certain parts of Europe. Jake was still ruling all the way up into the 1800s. I'll say the 1700s. So it's everything is not on like precise, but it just gives you basically like a roundup. You see, 330 to 4, which it should say 200 or 170 AD to like the 1300s. But this just a roundup, like a round off number. About 1,000 years, But yeah. So Lord willing, this is edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Rakah, Kodash. Till again, Shalom.